Have you ever had one of those moments where you pause, look around, and think, when did everything start changing so fast? Maybe it's the way technology is taking over every little task, or maybe it's that sense of time moving quicker than it used to. One day, you're juggling work, family, and life, and the next, you're wondering how to fill your mornings with meaning and stay as sharp as ever. Let me tell you something that might just shift your perspective. This chapter of life, your 60s, 70s, even 80s and beyond, isn't about slowing down. It's about becoming more you than ever before. It's the perfect time to pick up new skills, master old ones, and reshape the way you live, think, and thrive. Staying sharp, independent, and fulfilled isn't a luxury. It's something you can absolutely achieve with the right mindset and a few simple skills. So today, we're going to talk about 10 of those essential skills, the kind that keep your mind clear, your body active, and your heart full. Whether you're already feeling strong and capable, or you're just beginning to realize you've been coasting on autopilot, this is for you, because you deserve to feel proud, purposeful, and powerful every single day. Let's start with something that's often overlooked, yet deeply important, the ability to manage your time with intention. Now, I'm not talking about filling your calendar with appointments and errands just to stay busy. I'm talking about really looking at your day and deciding how you want to spend your energy. Too often, retirement or semi-retirement can leave us floating, unsure of what to do next. That freedom can either empower you or, if left unchecked, drain your motivation. One simple trick: start your morning with a short daily map. Before you grab your phone or turn on the news, sit with a cup of tea or coffee and ask yourself, what matters most to me today? It could be calling an old friend, walking to the park, learning something new, or organizing that one drawer you keep ignoring. When you choose how your day unfolds, even in small ways, you begin to reclaim a powerful sense of direction. Now, speaking of learning something new, let's talk about another key skill: embracing technology. I can hear the groans already, but stay with me. Learning basic tech skills today is just as important as learning how to drive was decades ago. It connects you with your family, keeps your mind engaged, and opens the door to a world of knowledge and creativity. You don't need to be a computer whiz. Just knowing how to use email, browse the web safely, make a video call, or even explore YouTube or podcasts can open up a whole new world. If you've ever felt left out because everyone's talking about apps or online shopping, now is the time to bridge that gap. You're not too old. In fact, older adults are one of the fastest growing groups of tech learners because they want to stay connected, and they can do it. Start small. Ask your grandchild how to download an audiobook. Watch a tutorial on something that interests you. Gardening tips, photography, or even classic music performances. You're not just learning how to use a device, you're learning how to stay in touch with the world, on your terms. Let's shift gears now and talk about something that's quietly powerful, but often overlooked: the skill of listening. Really listening. You might think, I've been listening all my life. And sure, you've heard a lot. But in a world full of noise, learning how to truly hear someone, without rushing to fix, argue, or respond, can deepen your relationships in profound ways. Try this the next time you're having a conversation with someone, especially a younger person. Instead of jumping in with advice or sharing your story right away, pause and ask a follow-up question. Say, "Tell me more about that," or "How did that make you feel?" This kind of listening builds bridges. It shows the people around you that they matter, that their voices are worth hearing, and in return, they'll often start listening to you more closely too. What you'll find is that this simple shift brings connection, and connection brings joy. It makes you feel seen, valued, and a part of something bigger. And isn't that what we all want? Now, while we're on the topic of communication, another skill that can truly change your life is the ability to say no without guilt. And yes, without fear. You'd be surprised how many people in their 60s and 70s are still saying yes out of obligation or no because they doubt their ability. This is your time to set boundaries that protect your peace and pursue things that make you feel alive. If you're not sure where to start, think about one thing you've been doing lately that doesn't feel right anymore. Maybe it's a weekly event that drains you, or a favor you keep agreeing to that leaves you frustrated. Then practice saying, "I really appreciate you thinking of me, but I need to say no this time." That's it. No long explanation. No guilt. At the same time, think about something you've wanted to say yes to but haven't. Maybe an art class, a community group, or even a spontaneous trip. Fear of failure or judgment can hold us back, but let me remind you, this is your life, not a rehearsal. If something calls to you, say yes and give it a try. There's freedom in choosing your own path, and strength in honoring your truth. So, we've looked at how managing your time, learning tech, listening deeply, and speaking your truth can shape a life that's not just full of years, but full of purpose. These aren't just skills, they're acts of self-respect. And every time you practice one, you're investing in a more meaningful, independent, and joyful life. If this is resonating with you so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's one simple way to keep growing, learning, and staying connected, right here with a community that truly gets it. Now that you're thinking about how to take control of your time, embrace technology, listen deeply, and speak with confidence, let's move into something just as powerful: the skill of staying physically active in ways that feel right for your body. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay strong. What matters most is consistency, moving your body in ways that bring you energy instead of wearing you out. For some, it might be a morning walk around the block, feeling the sun on your face and hearing the birds. For others, it might be gentle stretching while your coffee brews, or even dancing around the living room to your favorite song from decades ago. The trick is to find what feels good and to make it part of your routine. Think of movement as medicine. It keeps your joints healthy, your muscles toned, and your balance steady, which means fewer falls, fewer aches, and more freedom. You're not just moving for exercise, you're moving to live better. And don't be afraid to try something new. Tai Chi, chair yoga, water aerobics, there's a whole world of options designed with your body in mind. But physical activity is only half of the equation. The next skill you'll want to master is the ability to nourish your body with intention. Not through strict diets or trendy health fads, but through mindful eating that supports your energy, memory, and mood. At this stage of life, your body has different needs than it did in your 30s or 40s. Smaller portions, more hydration, and foods rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats can make a world of difference. And here's something many people overlook. Eating can still be a joyful, meaningful experience. Cooking a simple meal from scratch, sharing a dish with a neighbor, or even savoring a quiet breakfast with soft music in the background can be deeply nourishing, not just for your body, but for your spirit. One small thing you can start doing today: add a splash of color to your plate. Bright vegetables, berries, leafy greens, these foods aren't just pretty, they're packed with the nutrients your body loves. And they don't have to be expensive or complicated. A frozen veggie stir-fry or a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter can be both delicious and powerful. Now let's talk about a skill that feeds your mind and helps prevent that dreaded mental fog. I'm talking about lifelong learning. Yes, that means reading books, trying new hobbies, or watching a fascinating documentary. But it also means staying curious. That's the real skill here: curiosity. Think of your brain like a garden. The more you water it with new thoughts, ideas, and challenges, the more it blossoms. And guess what? You can grow new brain connections even later in life. Science shows that learning something new, a language, a craft, even a card game, literally strengthens your brain's pathways. So when you challenge yourself with curiosity, you're not just passing the time, you're building resilience, protecting your memory, and keeping your spark alive. Don't worry about being perfect or fast. Learning later in life isn't about grades or tests, it's about joy. If you've ever wanted to paint, write poetry, play an instrument, or even explore your family history, there's no better time. Let yourself be a beginner again. There's something incredibly energizing about starting fresh. Even at 70 or 80, that brings us to something else, just as vital. The skill of asking for help when you need it. Now I know this can be tough. So many of us were raised to be independent, to never be a burden, to handle things quietly. But here's a new way to look at it. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. Think about it. When you ask for help, whether it's with a ride, a home repair, or just needing someone to talk to, you're giving someone else the gift of being there for you. You're strengthening your relationships. You're letting people know you trust them. And you're saving your energy for the things that really matter. So next time you're struggling with something big or small, pause and ask, is there someone who would be glad to help? You might be surprised at how willing people are, especially when they know it means something to you. Now, while we're speaking about relationships, there's one more skill I want to share that has the power to completely shift how you experience the world. It's the ability to forgive, not just others, but yourself. So many older adults carry around regrets like heavy backpacks, things they said, choices they made, people they lost touch with, and all of that can weigh you down more than any physical burden. But here's the truth. Holding on to anger or guilt doesn't protect you. It only robs you of peace. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, and it's certainly not about letting people off the hook. It's about choosing your well-being. It's about saying, I deserve to be free from this. Whether it's forgiving a friend who disappointed you, or forgiving yourself for something you wish you'd done differently, you're choosing healing over bitterness. You could try writing a letter, not to send, but just to express your feelings and let them go, or simply speak the words aloud. I release this. I'm ready to move forward. You might feel a shift in your heart that surprises you, and that space you create by letting go. You can fill it with joy, connection, and new beginnings. There's still more to explore, but just think about where we are already. You're learning to move with purpose, eat with awareness, think with curiosity, ask with courage, and forgive with compassion. These aren't just habits, they're lifelong tools that keep you strong, wise, and free. And if you found even a small piece of yourself in this message, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This channel is here to remind you, every step of the way, that you are capable, powerful, and never too old to grow. You've come so far, and the beautiful part is, every skill you've embraced so far opens the door to even more freedom, more joy, and more connection. But let's not stop just yet. There are a few more life-changing skills that can truly make this chapter of life one of your most fulfilling yet. Let's talk about one that might surprise you: the ability to manage money with confidence. Now, I'm not talking about stock trading or fancy investments. I mean the simple, powerful act of knowing where your money goes, what you truly need, and how to use what you have to support the life you want. Money can be a touchy subject. Some of us grew up not talking about it at all, while others have spent years putting everyone else's needs before our own. But now, it's time to take back control, not just to survive, but to thrive. This skill isn't about how much you have, it's about how you use it. Start by reviewing your spending without judgment. Ask yourself, is this purchase adding joy or peace to my life? If not, it might be time to rethink it. Learn how to set small savings goals, not just for emergencies, but for fun things too. Maybe it's a trip you've been dreaming about, a gift for a grandchild, or even a new hobby. When you have a purpose for your money, it works for you. And if you ever feel confused about financial documents or online banking, don't be afraid to ask someone you trust. Just like with learning technology, mastering your finances starts with one small step and leads to lasting independence. Now let's move into a skill that touches the emotional and spiritual part of life, the ability to reflect with gratitude. As we age, it's easy to focus on what's been lost: energy, people, opportunities. But the truth is, gratitude changes the lens we see through. It shifts our attention from what's missing to what's still here, and what's been here all along. You've lived a full life. That means you've gathered more wisdom, more stories, and more strength than most people ever will. And every day is a chance to look around and say, this matters. I'm thankful for this. It could be something as small as a warm cup of tea, the way the light falls through the window, or the sound of laughter on the phone. Practicing gratitude doesn't require a journal or a long ritual. Just take a quiet moment each evening and name 3 things you appreciated about the day. Even on the hardest days, there's always something. And finding it is a skill that strengthens your heart, your peace, and your outlook on life. And now, perhaps the most important skill of all, the ability to stay socially connected, even when life tries to isolate you. As we get older, friends move, families get busy, and routines change. But that human need for connection never goes away. It's essential for your health, your happiness, and your sense of meaning. You don't need a crowd, but you do need a circle. A few people who know your heart, who care about your stories, who make you laugh, and who listen when you speak. If you've lost touch with old friends, reach out. A simple, "I've been thinking about you," text or call can reignite a treasured bond. If your circle feels small, consider joining a local group, a walking club, a book club, a church gathering, or a senior center class. Even a weekly phone call with a neighbor can spark something new. And if that voice in your head says, "I don't want to bother anyone," kindly remind yourself, you matter. Your presence, your wisdom, your voice, it matters more than you know. Connection isn't about being perfect or entertaining, it's about being real. And the more you show up, the more you'll realize just how loved and needed you are. So here we are. 10 simple, powerful skills that can completely change the way you experience life after 60. Managing your time, embracing technology, listening deeply, speaking your truth, moving with purpose, nourishing your body, staying curious, asking for help, practicing gratitude, and building meaningful connections. These aren't just things to work on. These are tools for thriving. Each one is a reminder that you're not just getting older, you're getting wiser, stronger, and more in touch with what really matters. And if this message spoke to you, even just one part of it, take that as a sign that it's never too late to learn, never too late to grow, and never too late to start living with more intention, more clarity, and more joy. Let's make this next chapter your best yet. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're choosing to live fully, right here, right now, just as you are. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to leave a comment and share your favorite skill, or one you're ready to start practicing. Your experience could inspire someone else watching right now. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This community is here to grow with you, encourage you, and remind you every day that you still have so much to offer. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've got this, and we've got each other.